Hello everybody! Because a lot of my friends asked me about our video palette, I wanted to share it with you today how I mix colors for the video. The demo I'm going to use is a piece of a summer seaside trip tribe. At the end of the video, I will also share my favorite and most commonly used color palette for your reference. First of all, we will use this camera equipment. It's a Sony a735 log. The camera is a Canon G7X3. There are two principles to follow in your daily routine. One is to try to expose the principal to the right. The second is to try to manually white balance. My favorite editing software is Adobe Premiere. The color palette tool used is the Lumetri Color. The monitor I use is BenQ's Professional 4K monitor. I tagged the model number on the video for your reference. Now we're going to start with the color palette. We enter the Premiere before starting to color. First, open this Lumetri Color panel. This panel can be used to adjust the picture, the basic light, shade, and color temperature. Whatever editing software you're using will have this panel. And we're going to open up Lumetri Scopes. This, for me, I will use to look at the overall intensity of the picture. The method is actually very simple. It corresponds very intuitively to the brightness of a picture from left to right. It is a way to see if your picture is overexposed, or it is a very intuitive tool for overdark situations. Sometimes, tools are more reliable than your naked eye, and I personally think that for a beginner, you can master this first. The first is the primary color, which is the basic color. This step is mainly to expose the picture, which can be adjusted to normal value. You can see the first two frames because I used the D-Log mode taken by drones. There is some gray in the picture. We first need to perform a color restoration of the picture. The first step is to create a new adjustment layer. Drag the adjustment layer to the top of the two screens. Second step, we choose a correcting pepper in the basic color palette. Its function is to restore the picture to normal color. This is the official edited photo. After finishing the correction on the end, you can see that the picture has restored its original color. Third step, let's do a separate color adjustment for the picture. For example, this image, I think its brightness is very high, so I pressed it to highlight the light a little. The middle part looks a little dark, so we raise the shadow appropriately. I hope this picture looks more transparent, so I can increase its contrast appropriately. I think its white here is partly too bright, so I pull down the white part that looks more comfortable. Let's move to the second segment. We'll do the same basic adjustment. The overall picture looks a bit dark, so let's check its overall exposure. I think the white house behind is too bright, so you can adjust the brightness of the white part. No matter which palette you're in, the principle is the same. You just have to remember. Shadow is the place where the picture is dark. Highlight, where the picture is bright. Exposure is responsible for the overall light and dark. Contrast is the difference between the brightest and darkest parts of your picture. White is responsible for the brightness of the white picture in the picture. Black is responsible for the brightness of the black picture in the picture. Adjust to the point you feel most comfortable. The closest thing to the real picture is just fine. We use the same principles. Adjust the 4-segment picture to the most comfortable to see with the naked eye. The most realistic and consistent exposure. Then our primary palette is complete. Next, we're going to be ready for the stylized palette. Because this video is by the sea, so I want to present a holiday style. It could be warmer. It's best to take the first step of some sunset feeling. First, add an adjustment layer to the video. Select a list. Import the selecting list of Asian holiday. Put on the adjusted photo. And there you go. This is the end of our tutorial. When I first started to learn to cut videos, I thought the hot stuff would be over. But in fact, the light we take is different in each scene. The picture is different. It's like what we wear. The colors can affect the presentation. After we put it on, it is also necessary to make a second correction to each picture. I also don't think it should take a lot of time and effort for self-media bloggers like us, so it can help us improve the video quality the fastest. The most efficient way to end what we want to avoid is to set it up is the wrong way of thinking. As you can see, the picture presents a very strange color. Because it's too rich, we need to finish the last and make a second correction to the video. So the second step is to adjust the intensity. We adjusted it to 40%, or it can even be lower. I generally don't adjust to a 100% because it will present a feeling of overcoloring. If you think the color is not enough, you can increase its saturation appropriately. The color adjustment step is actually very subjective, and it is greatly affected by the display. There was a problem with the tool we used before. The displayed colors will be much brighter than the actual ones. Watch our early video and you will find some videos will be very light. In fact, when we adjust ourselves, we think it's right, but in the eyes of others, it is a gray color. We changed the monitor after we realized the problem. Now this monitor, because it has 100% RGB, there is even a color rendering mode of by 709. For our video grading, basically, it can do everything. The color reproduction is very high. Third step, we have to perform a step-by-step, a second fine-tuning. We need to go back to the base palette based on the white and black. Make some slight adjustments to the brightness control chart. Look at the second picture on the screen. I think this X makes the blue part look bluer. Personally, I have always been not a fan of bright colors. For adjusting a single color, I recommend everyone to use this HSL panel. After I choose blue here, you can see that only the blue part of the picture was selected. We make a simple adjustment to blue to reduce its saturation and make the overall picture look more natural. In the seaside footage, the style we want to present is the sunset, so we have to adjust the overall color to the warmer direction. It's more like the sun hitting at sunset. It feels like it's in the sea. Finally, this is a color correction. It is the most important theoretical principle. Whether you use Lumetri scopes or not, I think as long as it is adjusted to you, your eyes can see the most comfortable position. Color is a very subjective thing. For beginners, it can guarantee comfort. You don't have to chase too many color changes. Don't adjust too much is the best state. The above is my color grading process and ideas. Of course, everyone has their own color palette. There is no right or wrong. If you have any good ideas, you can share them with us. If you like this video, don't forget to follow and share. I'll see you next time.